Lesson 3, Building Hello World Using External Properties. In this project, we're going to build our Hello World application one more time, but this time we're going to use an external properties file in order to bring our values into our template. So I've already created my application. You should know how to do that by now with the dependencies for web and TimeLeaf. So to create our controller, we want to go to the source folder, main, Java, right click on your package and select new Java class. We're going to name it home controller. And once that's done, we need to annotate it as controller so that Spring Boot knows that this is where our routes are going to be laid up and then the methods that map to them. And to that end, we need a request mapping for the root route. And then we're going to create a method to handle that root route. So it's going to be homepage. And this time there's no attributes that are no parameters that are being passed to the method because we're going to take care of all of this on the other end. So return home template, which will be the name of our template. With that done, I am left to now create my template. So I'm going to go to the resources folder, right click on templates, select new HTML file, and then type in home template. Now in here, as we've done in the last two lessons, we're going to have a quick level 2 header that says, I gotta be on my home keys, that says hello world. Next, we're going to have a paragraph tag just like we had in the last lesson, but this time our TimeLeaf text attribute is not going to map to a variable expression. It's going to map to a property. And so instead of a $sign curly bracket, we're going to say a number sign curly bracket and go static message. And where do we get this from? We get this from a file that we have to create. So when you go to your resources folder, right click, select new, and this time select file, we're going to call this file messages.properties. And in here, we can set a value called static.message. Now you could name it anything really. Having a name dot another name allows us to categorize things, but you'll figure that out on your own. And let's have the message hello world. Now what will happen here is that when this template is loaded, it'll see this $sign curly bracket and say, okay, the value inside of here is a key that is inside a messages.properties file. Now you can have multiple messages files. Generally, this is used very heavily for localization. So you can have one for English, one for Spanish, one for French, and based on how the language changes, if all of your static text in your application comes out of one of these files, then it will basically automatically pick the right one for the right language, and you can change the language in all of your application just using this simple trick. So it's a little bit more work when you're setting up your static text, but when it comes time to switch it based on different languages, it makes things so much easier. So let's see. So what should happen is hello world should get pulled in for static message, and then right here we should end up having a paragraph tag that says hello world right after our header tag that says hello world, assuming everything goes the way it's supposed to. So let's run our application. And once everything is all started and Tomcat is started on port 8080, we can open up our browser, hit refresh, and you can see hello world, and just the way we expected it. It comes in the paragraph tag. It's the contents of the tag, not the attribute. Everything worked the way we expected, and it was just that easy.